Hey guys, I'm like sitting amongst a million books because I just finished filming my February reading wrap up and there's like books all around me. But anyway, now that February is over, I want to talk about the no spend month, share a few thoughts, share how it went, etc. So I used my no spend printables that I had made, and I had filled out at the beginning my why I was doing it and triggers, and on a different piece of paper I actually wrote different places that I had an excess of spending. And I shared in the video talking about that I was going to be doing this, I shared a lot of the reasons behind it. Just want to be smart with money. We have less money coming in now that we're not fostering, etc. I won't get all into that. And overall, I feel like my February went really well. I do think that for myself, this is the best month to do it, because usually right after Christmas, there's a few things you have to buy, or you have to bring a few things back, return some stuff or whatever. I feel like there's always loose ends after Christmas that need to be tied up in January. And February, because it's a short month, it's also a really cold month here. I don't really want to go out. There's a lot of things that make February an easier month to stay at home and not spend money. So I did keep track on my tracker the different days that I didn't spend money. And what I mean by not spending money is really not spending money on myself. Still bought groceries, we still paid our mortgage, we still needed gas for the vehicle, and I'll talk about a few other things that we purchased, but I did not go to my places that are my trigger places, which we'll talk about here. I also actually used the daily gratitude page. I thought I would use this in a different way. After I created it, I was thinking, oh, maybe I'll do something else, but it actually worked really well to write a daily gratitude. I don't want to do this all the time because I keep a line a day journal, and there was a lot of crossover where the things I was grateful for were the things that I was writing down that we had done that day, kind of thing. But it was a good practice to do that for a month. So I think February, doing a no spend month is really good for a reset, because we can get into that rut, or I can get into that rut where it's just like, don't even think about things, just buy them, and not being able to just buy all the things, even a little thing here and there, making that, like, taking that pause before buying. What I ended up doing is using the list of things I want to buy, and I just was writing things down. That really helped, and I think that will help in the future, because one of the things I want to continue to do is to think through my purchases ahead of time, even the little things, because as I've talked about, I think I mentioned it in my video before I got into the no spend month, one of my biggest problems is buying a bunch of little things. I don't buy big ticket items, I don't buy brand name clothing, all these different things. But you go to the thrift store, you look at Book Outlet for me, dollar store, those are my weak spots, where each item is only $1 to a couple dollars, but then it adds up. And yeah, so I think if I can get into the habit of writing down things that I want to buy, then I will be able to make sure I'm not going to buy a ton of little things. And if they are little things, or things that I've thought through, sometimes you think you want something, but like 24 hours later you don't actually. I did think about making that as a rule for myself. I don't think I'm going to go quite that far right now, but I'm going to keep it in the back of my mind if I kind of see myself sliding in my purchasing again. So just for example, a few things that are on my list that I want to buy, I did talk about this already a while ago, is I want to buy a new lens. And now that we've done our taxes, I have more money saved that I had in my tax account, in my tax budget, than I needed to pay. So I think once we actually get our tax money, or sometime in the nearish future here, I'm going to buy another lens for this camera, but I didn't do it in February. Then I also had written down Sing a Song of Seasons. This is a poetry book that I have been eyeing and drooling over for years. I get it from the library often, but there's a hold on it, so I have to wait a while, and I still haven't decided. I could still just keep using it from the library, but it is such a good collection of poetry. There's a poem for every single day of the year. I really love it, so I might buy that. And then I have a few other things down here. I do have a Dollar Tree list. I might actually go there today, but I tried to write my stuff down ahead of time so that I'm not just buying all the things. I did think about doing a video just sharing some of the things that I like to buy at the dollar store, some things that I find are cheaper there. I don't know, I like watching those kind of videos. It feels like kind of a ridiculous one to film, but I like watching them, so I might film one. What I like about the dollar store is just some things are just cheaper there. Like one of the things I have listed on here is paint. I like to use paint in my art journal and stuff sometimes, and it's not super great quality, but I don't need super great quality just for splattering some paint on the page. And so if I can buy it for $1.25, because that's what our Dollar Tree is here in Canada, then why not do that instead of spending like $10 at Michael's. Okay, so I did kind of step out of what I had decided to spend a little bit this month. So I knew that we had a couple birthday things that we had to buy, so I went into the month expecting that. The two things that I bought that I didn't really expect, but also we had separate money for, is kids' activities. So our school division pays out homeschoolers. We get some money from the school division. It's amazing. They have now started paying out in January. They used to do it in September, but now I think everyone's kind of catching on to that, and they say they're going to homeschool and then they end up putting their kids into school in like October. So they wait till January to do it. And so we got our money in January, and there were a couple things we wanted to sign our kids up for. I signed up my son for another parkour session, and my daughter, I got her into a writing class online. So I hadn't laid that out ahead of time that I was going to be buying that, but the money also had just come in from the school division, and it was specifically for homeschool stuff. So my whole goal with this no spend month was for me to step back from spending money on myself, and I did. I didn't buy a thing from Book Outlet. I didn't go to the thrift store. I didn't go to dollar stores. Honestly, I just didn't go to them. So that's huge. But now I do have a list. So I have a section on here that is what habits can I continue from this month, from the printables that I have, and one of them would be like to not go to the places that I find tempting, or at least not go to them without a list. So like I said, I already have a list of things I want to get from the Dollar Tree. If I want to look on Book Outlet, maybe have a list of books I'm looking for. Just don't go shopping. That is another thing. If you go to the mall not expecting to buy anything or not planning on buying anything, chances are you still buy something. But if you don't go to the mall, you're not going to buy something from there. This does get harder with like Amazon being so easy. I mean, you don't even have to leave your house, but you don't have to go to the Amazon website, so there's that. Oh yeah, so okay, here I had a couple wins this month. One, Jared and I wanted to watch a movie on Valentine's Day, and we wanted to rent a movie because I don't think going to the movie theater is very fun, especially Valentine's Day when everyone else wants to do that. So we rented Crooked House by Agatha Christie, but we used Google, and we used Jared's Google rewards. So we have, I don't know if you guys have the app. If you have an Android phone, you can get the Google rewards app, and they send you surveys and they give you like 10 to 40 cents per survey. And they don't happen that often, but it builds up. And he had enough for that, so we got like a free movie. And then gift cards. So I had invited someone out for coffee, and I said, oh, let's go meet at Tim's, because that just made sense to me. And, oh, Tim Hortons for my American friends. Is Tim's still only a Canadian thing? I don't know. And then as I was leaving my house, I was like, oh shoot, I'm gonna have to spend some money. Like I just invited her for coffee forgetting that I would have to spend money there. But then I found a gift card in my wallet for Tim's, and I was like, okay, hopefully there's something on here, and there was, and so free coffee. And I have so many gift cards in my wallet that have like a little bit of money on them, and I always forget to use them. So this time I remembered. Okay, so I think that's kind of like all for how the month went, what I learned, what I spent money on. Now, excuse me while I go to Dollar Tree. Pretty much. No, not quite. I would love to hear it. If you guys were doing a no spend month, I know a lot of you decided to after my video, and some of you had decided to before the video, which is really cool. Let me know kind of how your month went. How do you stop yourself from spending money? Do you have any tips and tricks for that? And let me know if it's something you guys plan on doing annually or more often. I'm curious to hear kind of how you are going to be approaching this, and I think I want to try to keep it as an annual thing. I just have to remember each February that I want to do this. So thanks for watching, guys.